everyone, this is Winona from Dairy Barn Art, and welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you've been here before. I'd like to thank, I've had about 100 new subscribers in the last month, and I just want to thank every one of you and every one of the subscribers that were with me before. This is a channel about cross stitch mostly. It's more fiber arts, I would say. I love to crochet, and some months I have something I've crocheted. I love to quilt. Some months I'll have something I quilted. I love to paper craft. Haven't done that for a while. We moved everything into my basement, and we have to get rid of some furniture before I can finish setting that up. And it's been about 6 months we haven't gotten rid of the furniture, but it'll happen. And then I'll be paper crafting again as well. I like to make jewelry, but I make jewelry on another channel. I make jewelry on Dairy Barn Art, and not Dairy Barn Art, sorry, the left-handed beater. This is a piece of jewelry I made just recently, and yeah, that's about it. So before I start every video, I like to do a bit of everyday gratitude, and today it is by Omar Khayyam, I believe, and he says, "Be happy for this moment. This moment is your life." Well, isn't that true? You know, we should be happy every moment of our lives. And it says, "Can I be happy for this moment no matter the circumstances?" Well, isn't that a challenge, eh? I know myself, I can get down in the doldrums and well, for me it's usually like a pity party, and I have to get over it and get back to business. I like to live a very positive life and do things that make me happy. I live in chronic pain, and right now I'm struggling with my left shoulder and my left arm. I don't know what I did, but I can't hardly cross stitch. I can hardly do anything with this arm, and it starts to hurt. And I just this morning was at the massage therapist, and she worked on it quite a bit and gave me some stretches to do. And I'm on some painkillers right now, so I can get through this video. Anyway, my life, what's been happening in my life. This is going to be a long video, so I suggest you get a nice drink and sit down and relax, and or cross stitch right through it. It's been an incredible month. The June was like, I waited for that month for so long, and it lived up to everything I wanted it to be. Well, the beginning of the month I was busy pulling weeds in my gardens and getting my vegetable garden in, and then I had to get everything ready for StitchCon because I made some stuff for to give away, and I had to get that ready and then pack and everything. I saw a specialist at the beginning of the month about my parathyroid, excuse me, my parathyroid gland and my thyroid gland, and he wants to do further testing before we decide what course of action we're going to take. So I need to get why can't I think? I need to get an ultrasound on my kidneys. I need to get a bone density scan, and I need to get nuclear testing on my neck, and then we'll see what happens from there. My parathyroid hormone is twice the high. The high is 7.2, and mine is 14. So, and it's been that way for a few years. So, hopefully we can take care of that. And I have a nodule on my thyroid that is a little bit scary. But anyway, what was I so excited about in June? StitchCon. I was so excited that I think I was living on borrowed energy to get ready for it and to live through it. I had a great day. Getting to Cincinnati, I was so excited. It was awesome. My flights went smoothly. I asked for wheelchair help because I can't walk very far, and that was the best decision I ever made. I would have never navigated Minneapolis airport. No, Minneapolis? Yeah, I think that's where I flew through airport if I hadn't had someone pushing me around and that knew where we were going. And then I had a ride ready. Keepsakes made arrangements, and you could get rides to pick you up at the airport and take you to the hotel, and then when it was over to take you back. And I had the most wonderful girl, and please forgive me because I can't remember your name, Michelle or Melanie, or I don't know. I'm terrible with names, but don't feel badly because I can't even remember to turn the burner off on the stove when I'm done cooking, or to put my clothes in the dryer after I wash them. My memory is so poor. but she was so nice. I felt like we'd known each other for years. We were just babbling back and forth, and it was really wonderful. Um, I got to my hotel shortly after 5, and my room wasn't ready. I couldn't believe it. Check-in's at 3, and the room's not ready. So anyway, I sat in the lobby for a bit, and then when I got to my room, I relaxed a bit, and then I decided to order in, and through Uber, and Panero, is that how you say that? The sandwich place? Bread place. Well, I ordered a sandwich, soup and sandwich from them, and a drink, and it was awesome. It was really good. But then in the morning I was checking my MasterCard to see how much I had spent so far, and that cost me $50 Canadian. Excuse me, I need a Kleenex. $50. I couldn't believe it. Like, I don't mind spending $50 for a meal, but for soup and sandwich, it was crazy. Our exchange is so bad. And I had a shower in my room, and I didn't have a bathtub, which many of you probably think that's great, because I know a lot of people worry about germs and everything in bathtubs. But this is my lesson number 1 about traveling by myself, is I need to ask for a room with a bathtub. Because when my feet start to bother me, sometimes it helps to soak in a tub of hot water. And you can't do that with a shower. So my feet were really, really flared up while I was down there. In the morning, I got ready with my stitchy things and went to the convention center. And I didn't have long to wait because I was late. And my bag was heavy. I took so much stuff. My bag was heavy. And I would set it down when I was waiting and pick it up. But every time I set it down, something would fall out. I was just such a klutz. And I got my name tag. I got my goodies. And then I had to sit down and sort everything so I could walk with all this stuff, because I only have one free hand because I walk with a cane. So anyway, I was looking around the room. I walked around the outer edge looking for the pig stitchers because I really wanted to stitch with them, and I couldn't find them. And there were so many people, like there were over 300 people at StitchCon, and I was just walking aimlessly. And then someone said, "Well, you want to stitch here? Sit here, I mean." And thanks, Michelle, for doing that. And then I sat down, and I had the most wonderful table to sit with. I did learn something. They have little flags on the table when they have room for someone to sit. And you just look for those flags and you'll find somewhere to sit. But I didn't do that. I didn't know that till after I sat down. But that's another lesson learned for next year. Of course, as soon as I sat down, I started jabbering away. And it turned out that God wanted me there. They were the nicest people, and I felt like I knew them forever. We were from all over the place. We were from Oregon, Detroit, Michigan. I was from Saskatchewan in Canada, Las Vegas, Kansas. Like we were all over the place, but we were so united in our love of cross stitch that it felt great. Once I was settled, I passed around my gift for the day, because I made a gift for every day for my table mates, as well as about 15 extras. But I attempted to stitch that day, but I didn't get a lot done. I talked too much. Chantel, one of the girls at my table, offered to take me out for supper, to drive me for supper. So Jean and Chantel and I went to a Mongolian grill for an early supper. And then Chantel drove us to Walmart to get some things for my room, something to drink, and distilled water for my CPAP machine, and reading glasses, because I forgot my reading glasses. And at night when I watch my videos or Flosstube, I take these off and I wear reading glasses because I often fall asleep and I don't want to break my glasses. But I went to the room. I was going to stay, but I was just so tired that I went back to my room. And I rested for a bit, and then I did a bit of stitching, and I was in heaven. I was texting everyone, I'm having the most wonderful time of my life. It was great. The next day when I went down, the annex had opened up. So I went in there, and I did quite a bit of damage. I was on my feet for quite a bit, and they really, really were starting to bother me. I did a bit of stitching, and then I met my heroes. I met the pink stitchers. I met Chris and Jamie. Erica wasn't there. She wasn't able to make it, but I was just in heaven. I was just in heaven. Like, they don't realize how much I admire them and how much they lift me up when I'm feeling down. They are just such a wonderful family. Just Their family dynamics is a lot like mine. We we tease each other all the time, and it's all in love. It's never to be mean. We never want to be mean. Anyway, Chantel and I went out to Hobby Lobby, and then we picked up Philly cheesecakes and lemonade and for supper, and I went back to the hotel. I went straight to my room because I wanted to have a nap, and I wanted to go to the late night stitching that night. I really wanted to go, but I rested a bit, and when I went to get up, I could barely walk. My feet were so bad. So that was it for that night. I didn't bring anything up to stitch. I didn't bring my light back up to charge it because I thought I was going back down to join, but my feet were saying, no, you're not going anywhere. So anyway, Saturday I came down to stitch and then realized I had forgot to take my lamp up. So shortly after I started stitching, my lamp was dead. So I visited and did my best with my stitching, but I still needed to use the magnification on my lamp even without the light. Then Jamie of the Pink Stitchers offered to take me out for lunch, and I was so excited. I was pretty pumped. So we decided to go to the restaurant in the hotel, and we each got a pop that was up at the front counter. We each grabbed a pop, or soda if you live in the States, and we decided what we were going to order on the menu, and found out that the restaurant wasn't open. So they were kind of deciding where we would go, and I said, well, you know what, I would just love to visit with you. I don't really care if I eat or not. And so we sat and we had such a nice visit for about an hour, and then I said, well, I guess we should get back to stitching. And I said to them jokingly, this is the best lunch I never had. It was so much fun. And then Sunday was the last day, and I was surprised how many people had already left. It was pretty empty in there. And this day our table decided to each stitch one of the keepsakes stitches, and I'll show you that later in the video. And we each put a stitch in each other's projects, and then Pam and Steph came and put a stitch or a few stitches in each of our projects. And then this wonderful man was at the table next to us, and he had the most infectious laugh. Oh, it was just wonderful. You couldn't help but feel happy when you heard him laugh. Anyway, on Sunday he came and sat with us for a bit, and we had a wonderful visit, really nice visit. That is Neil. Thank you, Neil, for the wonderful visit. And Neil has Needle and Needle on Instagram, and Stitchers Hollow on YouTube. And and he has another one as well. Just hold on a second. I didn't write that one down, but I know it's in my book here. Cross Country Cross Stitch on YouTube as well. So I'll put links to all these people that I mentioned. I'll put them on the in the description at the bottom. But he was so nice, and we quit early too, and went out for an early supper. Jean helped me carry my stuff upstairs, which was really nice of her, because she didn't have to. Like, it's just my feet that are bad. The rest of me is not too bad. But anyway, to say that I had a good time would be an understatement. There was such an energy in that room, and I had the best table mates that a person could ever ask for. And by the end of the weekend, I felt like I've known them forever. And even though I had a good time, it felt good to get back home. It has taken me over 2 weeks to recover my energy. And then I got this, I don't know what, where I'm hurting everywhere. But I would do it again in a heartbeat. It is worth all the money, all the pain, everything. It is worth it. Anyway, today's blast from the past, I thought I would show you some freebies that I picked up at the freebie table at StitchCon. The first one is by Joan Elliott, and it's called Grumpy. And it's sometimes I wake up grumpy, sometimes I let him sleep in. And it has all the floss. And I'll probably do this on Ada, just as a fun stitch. And I don't know where I'll hang it, but I have this on my fridge too, a little fridge magnet with this on. So there's that. Then there's this one here. You cross stitch this little mannequin, and then you hang it on this hanger. I just thought that was really cute. And I believe the pattern's in here. I hope the pattern's in here. If not, I'll do something and I'll just use the hanger for something else. I picked up this Wood Shapes. I love this old Amish look. and this country look. And there's some nice little things. I see they use a lot of buttons. And I did make ceramic buttons when I had my ceramic shop, so I might have some buttons that I can put in some of these places. But they're just cute. Look at the baby boys are the best. I don't have baby boys, I have baby girls. To grandmother's house we go, and baby makes 3. They're just quick little stitches. I picked up The Hare and the Basket by Jean Farish Holes. I thought this was really pretty sampler. I just love it. And I don't know just let me look here and see what it calls for. It's got some specialty stitches in it. It calls for DMC, so all this variegation is done through different DMCs. I thought maybe it might be some hand dyed, and there's a few specialty stitches in there that it'll be a learning experience. I can see the hearts look like they're kind of a satin stitch. And this is a Paula Vaughn, and it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I would love to have a screen door like that. I'd love to put one on my house. And we have patio doors going out to our deck that need to be replaced, and maybe we should just replace it with a door and a patio door like that, an old screen door. This was probably in a magazine, but I think in a past video I mentioned the Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. Why can't I think of her name now? I have like 19 of her books for my paper crafting, and this is one of her watercolor paintings turned into a chart. Oh my goodness, why? I can't think of her name. I've gone totally blank. Protected by Angels. I have quilts that are this similar. And I actually have some embroidery with angels that aren't quite as chubby, but the similar folk art look. So I like that. Friendship Garden was just really pretty. Might do them up. Maybe one a year, and then maybe in 6 years I can give them one each to my friends for Christmas. The Cricket Collection, The Promise Kept. Look at these, aren't these beautiful? Another stitch that shouldn't take too long to do. And then Whisper of Nature by Something in Common. There's something about this I just really liked. I love the cattails. It's just a little bit different. I haven't seen it around, so that'll add to my collection. Then these were given to us. These were designed by Marilyn Vestring. She was a local cross-stitch designer, and I believe she's passed away, if I remember what they said. And if you made a donation for bedding for their cause, you received a package of charts. So this one here is called Brothers. I don't know if I'll ever stitch these up, but you know, sisters. If any of you really like one and would like it, maybe give me a comment and I'll send it to you. This one's called And Two Shall Become One. That would be good if someone's getting married. Be an easier stitch. There's not a lot of stitching there. Holy Night. This is so good, cute. Mommy's Little Angel. Puppy Love. Puppy Pals. They're really cute. Joy to the World. Silent Night. Daddy's Little Boy. And that's it for my blast from the past. I'll come back and I'll show you some of the gifts that I got at StitchCon. When we arrived at the convention center and registered, we were given this wonderful bag. It's just huge. It's a really nice bag. It's got a gusset down there. It's StitchCon. we were given little charms to put on a key ring or as a scissor bling, and a zipper pull. It's got, this one has 2024. It's got a little shovel. Oopsie, you can't see. And there's the 2024. And then there's a flower right there. Their theme was kind of gardening. And then we got this as well. We got a nice little notebook, which I didn't even use, but it'll really come in handy. We got this wonderful little ort jar. Oops, I need to move my chair up. I have a pillow underneath my desk for my feet, and sometimes I can't move my chair up close enough because of it. Anyway, we got this wonderful little mason jar, and I found out that I don't know if this is yeah, it's a mason jar. That mason jars were made in Oklahoma, in a town called Mason. I never knew that, so it's kind of a neat gift. These were given to us, I believe, from my table mates, one of my table mates, but I put them in here for the weekend. I didn't want to eat them, but this is really cute. It's really cute. We got our passport, which I didn't realize until later. There's a chart in there. Oh, I guess there's notes. There's places in here that you could have had stitchy friends. I can't talk. I never even looked at this. Okay, to be honest, I never even opened this book up. So now that I'm home, I really think I do, because I think there's a lot of good stuff in here. And it has all the people, like that have YouTube channels. I'm on here, right there, Winona, Dairy Barn Art. So, yeah, pretty cool. And I think I'm going to have to start going through and checking these and, you know, starting to watch some of these, because I'm sure they're all really good floss tubes. And then they gave us this cross stitch magazine, which I already have. So again, if one of my viewers wants this, all you need to do is leave me a message and leave me a comment, and I will get back to you and arrange your addresses and all that kind of stuff, and it's yours. So I'm going to put this. None of my friends cross stitch. Well, one of my friends is getting back into it, but she also bought that magazine, and the rest of my friends don't cross stitch, so we're very avid quilters. And then I did my exchange, and I'll show you a picture of my exchange gift later in the video. But the gift I got back is the most wonderful gift. Of all the people in the room, I got the best gift ever. There was a 10-year-old girl stitching at StitchCon, and she made, she did a stitch for the Smalls Exchange, and I got it. And I thought, there's only one 10-year-old girl in this whole room, and I got her stitch. I was so honored, and I felt so great. And I apologize if you're watching this, because I live a long way from StitchCon, from Cincinnati. I had two airplanes to get back, but a couple of these flowers fell off. But you know what? Don't worry. I'm a paper crafter, and I have a box filled with these mulberry flowers, so I'll be able to fix this, no problem. But anyway, this is what she stitched, and I believe she did a bit of designing in it too. Isn't that wonderful? And I love the way she mounted it, and I love the flowers till I bang them up, but I'll fix that. So this, I think I'm going to hang this around my desk, and I can look at it and remember my first trip to StitchCon. Maybe I'll write on the back my first stitch. I wish I remembered her name though. I don't. I'm terrible with names. But that was my Smalls Exchange. Then we had exchanged table grips, and Michelle, one of my table mates, gave us each these black bags, sewing bags with the scissors and everything. And the inside is like the keepsakes plaid. And then she gave us Werthers in there, and then 310. And if you don't know, 310 is symbolic with keepsakes because they have a cat, a black cat that they've kind of rescued, and they call him 310. So that's kind of symbolic. Isn't that nice? I like that. That's really nice. And who is next? Chantel. I'm just going around the table counterclockwise. I don't know if Chantel gave me these or someone else did. I can't remember. But I received these. I had everything out of the bag. And then a wet one, because you have to have clean hands when you cross stitch. A couple of needle minders, which are going to go on my needle minder magnet thing. Not magnet, metal. Cross stitch stand. And then one of these that you can do cross stitch and then you can mount it in there. So isn't that cute? And in a really pretty little bag. I hope Chantel, if you gave us more, I hope I didn't mess that up. I should have kept everything together, but I didn't. And that was my downfall. Another lesson learned. Jean, look what Jean gave us each. These beautiful little needle books. They're just gorgeous. I have wanted to make these. Nicole Spohr has dyes that makes these, and I can't remember the name of the company that sells them, but wow, it's beautiful. What a beautiful gift. And then she gave us charms, Made with Love 2024 on bulb pins. A little place to tuck something, another little place to tuck something. Here's for your needles. It's been killing me not to use this. And then here we go. That's for some floss drops. So that's just beautiful. Oh, I just love it. I love the colors too. Then we had Barb. And Barb gave us each one of these really pretty little canvased bags. And then inside, we got some hand cream. We got some floss waxer. That's nice. Made in Michigan. To condition your floss, pull it between the waxer and thumb several times with using gentle presser. These are hand poured, and this is CW Stitch and Depot. She also gave us each these floss drops, and a bling. Oh, that's pretty. But her floss drops are really neat because you can wrap your floss, right, to put it away, but you can put it on here and hang it while you're working. And she's got an extra hole here, so you could hang it, and then when you've got that piece of floss that you didn't quite use up but you want to save, you can put it in here, and then when you're done your project, you can wrap it. Isn't that cool? And she gave us each some of those. And here's her card. GW, oh, that was G, I said C. GW Stitching Depot. You can see her Instagram account and then her Etsy there, and I will put those in the description as well. So isn't that cool? So that was Gail, and then Barb was sitting next to me. She's an amazing stitcher. You should see, she does long dogs and ink circles and Carolyn Mannings, and they're just beautiful. She gave us she gave us each a little bag, and in the bag we have a nice little scissor in a sheath. This is a nice scissor. It's got a nice point. It's really nice. She gave us this beautiful silk, and I love this color. This is from Silks for You. I might have to order some more of this because it is gorgeous. It feels incredible. And then she gave us each some wax, a waxer, and I noticed she had this waxer, and hers was used up pretty well, but it's pretty nice. And then she says, a little something for you from Barb, and she is Stitch Brat at Stitch Brat on Instagram, and she posts quite regularly. She's got, oh, beautiful, and she photographs her stuff so beautifully. And her YouTube channel is Stitch Brat Stew. And again, I will put that beneath the video in the description box when I'm done. So that was it for my table mates. But I'm going to repeat this because I've said it before, and I'm going to say it every video, that I love pink stitchers on YouTube. And my biggest wish going to StitchCon was that I'd be able to sit with them. But that wasn't meant to be, and I don't feel bad. I sat with a wonderful people I sat with, and I did find out where they were stitching, and I got to meet them anyway, so I'm fine with that. But anyway, they were so kind that Jamie, after we had the best, how did I say that? The best lunch I never had, she gave me a bag she made, and it's one of her first bags, and she was apologizing because it wasn't perfect. But you know what? It is perfect, Jamie, because anything you make in love is perfect. And I love it. I love it. I can't decide what I'm going to put in there. I almost think, I haven't got any tiny modernist patterns, but I do love her patterns, and I think they would be good in here. So I think I need to go shopping, which after you see my haul, you won't even, I don't need to shop for the rest of my life. But anyway, she gave me this beautiful bag, and I'll treasure it. I make bags too, but I don't do the binding on my bags. Binding is, I've never been happy when I flip it over and stitch. I always find I don't like it that way. So if I do a binding, I flip it over and I hand stitch it. And that's a lot of work, a lot of work. So I understand why people just do the stitching around here, because yeah, if you're doing a lot of bags, that gets tedious. And probably if you do a lot of bags, you'll be able to master this technique. I just haven't been able to master it myself. So I'm just looking at my script here. Here I wrote, meeting them just made my StitchCon visit go over the top good. They came around the tables and they gave everyone, I have to look in my box here because I have so much stuff in here. And this is going to take a little time. Oh, did I put it inside the bag? Oh, that would have been the smart thing to do, and I did. So they made these little tags for everyone, and they came around and gave everyone a tag. And then I'm just going to go through this as I pull them up. And I'm going to give everyone credit because they went to a lot of work making these, and a lot of Flosstube videos, they just kind of go over and they skip these things, and I think they deserve to, people need to know that, you know, these people did go to the extra mile. So the Floss Bossin cousins gave Don't Be a Heifer project cards. So those are pretty cool. They also gave, here they are. They also gave some floss drops and a needle minder with the Floss Bossin cousins. Then Stitch, Read, Repeat gave some floss drops, and I will mention, if I can, I'm going to write all their information in the description, but if not, you can see it here. Oh, here's another Floss Bossin cousins. This says, I hope you enjoy this handmade gift, which can be used on project bags, floss rings, or scissors. May it bring a fond memories of your time at StitchCon 2024 Weekend B. Your stitchin' friend, Patty, table 39, Instagram, peppermint_cottage. And she made this beautiful floss bling or whatever. I don't know what to call them. And there's the peppermint on there. This, I don't know who this is from, but we got some floss drops here. Jan Stitches on Flosstube gave us, she came around and gave us each a needle threader, and then she came around and said if you wanted more, she had some extras. So I got 2 extras, and the other one's somewhere down in here. I just don't know where. Oh, there it is. So I got 2 extras. And this is Jan Stiff Stitches Flosstube channel, and Instagram, she's at Jan Stiff Stitches. So the most wonderful woman in the world came by with her husband, no doubt. He was carrying the big tote, and she had a survival kit, which is the coolest thing. It has Nestle Crunch to stay calm during crunch time, Tootsie Rolls to roll with the punches, Starburst, a burst of energy, gum to get through sticky situations, mints to keep you cool, Kit Kat when you need to take a break, and Snickers to remind you to always keep your humor. I thought that was really cool. My sister samplers were there, and they're nice. They're really nice. They're sisters, but they're really nice. And their Instagram is at My Sister Samplers, and they gave us these beautiful floss drops with this sampler on them. And this is Anne Richardson, which I bought this at Keepsakes because I've been wanting to buy it for a long time, but it's always out of stock when I go to buy it. So this one Tiger Lily did, it was her birthday stitch-along last year, but I'm always behind the times. Got a beautiful sticker, not sure from who. Someone came and dropped off these floss drops, and I don't know who they were. I didn't spend a lot of time at my table because of being in pain and being tired, but I still had a great time. We got this, which is some floss, a 2024 little charm, a floss ring, and these floss drops, and this is at Stitching in My Pajamas. And aren't these pretty? That's a cross stitch there. No, I'll put that away after. I don't know who gave us this, but it's beautiful, and as a beader I really appreciate it. These beads are beautiful. Some of these are look like they're check glass beads. They're gorgeous. And then we've got a scissor charm at the end, so that's going to get used up. That's going to get put on one of my bags. Here we've got this beautiful parrot and the ring to match, and this is Salty Stitcher Designs. Mystic Fabrics. I'll have something else to show you from Mystic Fabrics right away. But she gave some stickers and a beautiful frog pin for frogging, for taking out your stitches. Man, I need that. I have been making so many mistakes lately. I spend more time frogging than I do stitching. Cheryl St. Clair, Rock the Needle at gmail.com. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to say that. Cheryl421 on Instagram. She gave a beautiful little pin with the little bobbin, thread bobbin on there, spool of thread, and that. Oh, Winona. This, I don't know who gave this, but it's another beautiful little pin that's going to go on one of my projects. Never thought of using these flower beads. I have a lot of these flower beads. What a good idea. Stitchwork Design Co. Now, if you happen to be watching this, I believe it was you, but I'm not sure, came to my table when I was giving out bags, and I asked you to come back to see if we had any left, and we didn't. And if you would please comment on this video, I'll try to email you as well, and if you comment, I'll get back to you. I would like to send you a project bag. I felt really bad when you came back to the table, and I don't know if this is you or not, Greta. I'm just thinking, looking at the stuff that I got, I'm thinking this must be yours. But if it was you, please contact me, because I'd really like to give you a project bag. I felt really bad. This is Little Big Stitcher on Instagram. Candace Gerald, she gave us a nice pretty charm and a floss drop with her kitty cat on it. These, I don't know who gave these. Oh yes, they do. Crafty Kara gave these floss drops. That's a Mirabilia. Beautiful. Stitching Spencer came around and gave us these floss drops, and I actually took more because I had a cat that looked just like that, and I had her for more than 20 years, and it was really hard when we had to put her down. I've never had a cat that close to me. Like, she would sleep with me, and she would even decide when it was time to roll over, and then when I'd roll over, she'd knead my neck and purr, 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 purr. She was so happy and just so special. So I grabbed some floss drops from them. Then this one, I'm not sure. What a good idea, hey, for floss drops. Get some cards. This one is Stitching Scotty on Instagram and Flosstube. It's Dottie Crisp. And so guess what? We've got a little Scotty dog with the bagpipes and a hat. So cool. And then finally, this is Terry Zimmerman. She's on Instagram. She's Another Hand Too. And these are her grandparents circa 1904. What a good idea, hey? Isn't that cool? So that's it for my gifts that I got at StitchCon. I think we'll go on. Oh no, I have to tell you what I made. My exchange gift. Let's put this all away. Oh, I got one more to show you, sorry. I got two more to show you. I don't know why this one got put out. But this is Jamie Richardson, Instagram Stitching and Wishing, and Charm to Meet You. And it's Stork Scissor Charm. Really cute. Anyway, Mystic Fabrics, I went to her table, and Misty, I guess is her name, and she was giving out free samples of her fabric. So I picked some up. And I think these are, this looks like it might be about a 36. Oh, I love this one. I'll be ordering some of this. She has a website. It's www.mysticfabrics.com. So I never knew about her before. I've got a few that would look really nice on here too. And this nice kind of peachy kind of sampler. So those were given to me as well. So then my exchange gift, I did the Bee Farm by Erin Elizabeth, and I did it. I'll put a picture up here of it finished at StitchCon. I forgot to take a picture of it when I was at home. I also gave her a project bag, bee themed project bag, a waxer that said Canada on it with a bee, bee needle minder, some scissors. I gave everyone at my table these scissors. Oops. I love these scissors because they're nice and big. The only problem is they're chunky at the bit. And then I gave them floss drops, and then I gave some project cards. These I had made up, and then this is the back of them. So I gave quite a few of those away. And a Canadian pin and a Canadian flag. And I'll put a picture up, like I said. And I had a gift for each day for my table mates as well as for about 15 other people. On day one, I gave out floss drops and project cards. On the second day, I gave out scissors with project cards. On the third day, I gave out project bags. They were really a hit. And on the fourth day, I had ordered these kits to make these pens. And so I wanted this, I ordered because I wanted to have 20 to give away, but this didn't come till after I came home. So I'll do this with my granddaughter one day. So in total, I made 21 project bags to give away. And I should have made more, but maybe next year, I'll start earlier. I say that with a laugh because I always put things off. But yeah, it was pretty good. FFOs and finishes. FFOs is fully finished objects, and the only one that I have is the Bee Farm that I gave away as my small stitch at StitchCon, and again I'll show you a picture of it. My finishes, it's really sad. This is the only one that I finished. A friend gave me this and asked me if I'd stitch it. This is like a little stitch that you pick up at Walmart or Michael's or that, and I messed it up. I was stitching away, I had this done, and I just had these bushes and this bottom to do. And my sister-in-law was here, and all of a sudden I'm stitching, and I stitched 3 out there. This is supposed to be the identical on each side, and I don't have any more floss to pull this one out, but I think it'll look okay once they put it in the little hoop. But that's it. I'm not picking up stitch projects from friends anymore because that took me a long time to do, and I made lots of mistakes. But that's just the way I am. Okay, my whips are work in progress. I've been doing the Whipco board, and for June we had number 25, which originally was the hedgehog, but it was from a magazine and I couldn't find the magazine, so I decided to do a new start. And the other one was Hocus Pocus, Miranda. So we'll see what I worked on those. My new start. I had this chart, and I got this off of Amazon because I didn't make project bags for myself, and I'm in dire need of project bags. So I put a project card in there, but did I fill it out? Nope. This is stitched with 103 silks. I haven't stitched with them before. This is my first time stitching with them. And it was Rachel Seller, 1882 by Red Barn Samplers. I thought that looks pretty easy. It shouldn't take me too long to stitch it up. So I started it, and I started it on 36 count Murmur by Picture This Plus, and I didn't like it. And I left it in because I wanted to show you. Looking at it now, I like it. But while I was working on it, I just felt that the weave was not tight enough, and the stitches were too lacy. They didn't have, I was only stitching with one thread. Maybe if I had stitched with two, it would have been easier. And I didn't like it at all because I was stitching with the 26 needle, which is what I usually stitch with because I don't have total feeling in my fingertips, and I keep dropping the needles when they're too fine. But anyway, I switched to Velt. Picture This Plus 40 count, which I should have picked to begin with because that was my choice, and I don't know why I second guessed myself. I think I was worried some of the colors weren't going to show up, but they actually show up pretty good, and they show up really good on camera. Like this color was the one I was worried about. But I got some stitching done. I had to switch to 28 count needles, and I had to use the ones I could find at the local quilt shop. They have red on the tips. I don't really care for that, but anyway, that's where I got on that. That was my new start, and it was 5 days or finish. Well, this is 5 days of stitching for me when I was in pain. And plus I was gardening then, and didn't have a lot of time to stitch in a day. I'm waiting for the day where I'm not tired and I can stay up and stitch at night, because I don't get much stitching done during the day. I would really love to be able to stay up past 7 o'clock and stitch, but I'm just exhausted. It just doesn't happen. My other Whipco pick is Miranda, and I was really hoping to finish this one, but like I said, sometimes you just don't get done what you think you're going to get done, and I got thread stuck on here. Oh, that stupid thread. Let's pull that out here. This is a Mill Hill kit, and it's a trilogy. I hope I can find the others too now. I've had this for over 10 years. I can't believe it. I don't know when it was designed. 2015. Oh, I guess it's not 10 years. But anyway, I was kind of intimidated by stitching on the perforated paper, but I love it. I love it. I had to start in the middle, and I don't like starting in the middle. I like starting in the top left corner, and I think that was part of it. And I couldn't see the chart, so I had to scan the chart into the computer, and so I could enlarge it. But isn't this cool? I thought this was gold thread. Like when I looked at the picture, it looked gold to me, but this is just an olive green with a yellow, and this is just the yellow with the lime green. It looks really cool. And all these, well, most of these empty spaces are for beads. I've got a little bit of stitching left to do there, a little bit down here, and then the hat, and then I just do the beading. But lots of fun. But I've decided, I was debating, do I finish it in July? And then I thought, you know what, let's put it away and we'll work on some other things for July. And we'll pick this up again closer to Halloween. So then, my StitchCon. So Thursday, I thought, okay, it's my first day there. Let's start with something simple. Let's do a Lori Holt stitch card. And then I could get it finished and ring the bell. Sounds good, doesn't it? Here's my floss ring. These are my floss drops I had made. And they have at the back, you can put your, there's all my information, and then there's that. But this is not just for these, this is for numerous, many of her stitch cards. But I was going to stitch up this card. And you know what? I even filled out the card, my project card. Okay, so I'm talking and I'm stitching away and I'm stitching on this yellow border. And, okay, I'm just checking. Oh, I didn't turn it. I was sure that I had, while I was talking, I was turning it and I was stitching different ways. And then I did this border. Or maybe I did this one first. I must have done this one first. Okay. Anyway, I'm just stitching away and I'm making good progress. And then that night I stitched a bit in my room and I'm like, how come there's 3 spaces there? And then there's only supposed to be 2. Well, how did it work out then? Because this one doesn't have 3 spaces. And then I looked real close and it's like, how come there's 2 spaces there? So I made a mistake on this side and I made a mistake on that side. So that made it work out down here. So then I thought, okay, I'll start in the center and then I'll pick everything out after. Well, I counted and I counted and I counted and then I started. And I thought I was doing really well. And then I got to this side and it's like, there's something wrong. There's supposed to be a space here. Well, if I finish stitching this row, there's no space there. So I messed up on this too, and I'd have to unpick it. And I thought, should I just throw it away? And then, or do I fix it? Or what do I do? So I decided I'm going to stitch it. I'm going to finish it up with all its mistakes. And then I'm going to put Stitch Happens at StitchCon 2024. I think or maybe I'll do Stitch Happens at StitchCon 2024, and I'm going to turn it into a little pillow, and I'm going to take it with me to remind me at retreats of how easy it is to make a mistake because you're too busy jabbering away. But like, this isn't even it's not even a square. Like, I can see that it's a rectangle. It's supposed to be a square. How can you mess up on Lori Holt? Like, oh. So that was my first day at StitchCon. And as you see, even though I was stitching in my room, I still didn't get a lot done. I don't know where these threads are coming from, maybe from my serging. So then my next one was, I got things falling here. This is the day. This is one of my all-time favorite projects. I love this. And there's my little charm on there. Pull that out. Stitch card not filled out. So here's my floss for it. And I have the floss spring of my barn. And then some of my cards. And then there's some Classic Color Works and Weeks Dye Works in there. Beautiful though. Beautiful colors. Here's the pattern, and I think most of you have seen this because it's quite popular. Before I left for StitchCon, I worked really hard, and oh, this is really wrinkly. I worked really hard and I stitched in my brickwork, my mortar, and then I stitched in my roof, so all I had to do was fill in. Okay, this was Saturday. This was all day Saturday. This is what I got done. And it's easy, I didn't have to counter anything. I was just filling in the roof of the barn, or the house I should say. But I want to finish this. This is like one of my all-time favorites. I just love this. And I've been debating taking the goat out, but I think I'm going to leave him in. That's what she charted. That's what she meant it to be whimsical. It gives a little bit of whimsy to it. But, yeah. I thought I was going to get all the brickwork done and the roof done, and, well, my shoulder was bothering me too, to be honest. I didn't get as much stitching done as I thought I would because it hurt to stitch. I'm just gonna put that there. So that was day 2 at StitchCon. And I stitch in little hoops. I know a lot of people think that's crazy, but that's about all I can handle with my hands. I think I'm gonna buy a Nurge hoop stand and get some Nurge hoops and try that, and then the stand can hold the hoop. Okay, the next day I started something that I've been wanting to start forever. I love Hawk Run Hollow. And this is one that I haven't seen stitched. I've seen it on, like I've seen pictures of it stitched, but I haven't seen anyone that I watch stitching it. This is Spring at Hawk Run Hollow. It looks a little garish here, but when you look at the floss, it's not too bad. This yellow's a little bit brighter than I would like, but it's not bad. Like, it's a little bright on the bright side, but, and I knew what I wanted. I wanted this color linen, and I was waiting to buy it because I need at least a half yard for the length. And I hardly ever go on Facebook, but I was on it one day, and I have a Canadian destash group, and a lady was destashing linen, and she had this piece. It's an Edinburgh linen by Zweigart, Golden Promise, 36 count, and it's not the full half yard, or it might be actually, but it was only $40. So anyway, because of the way this goes, I decided to start at the bottom because I didn't want to have to count down all that or center it and everything. So I decided I would start at the bottom and start putting my frame in. Well, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check how long this is to see if this is too wide, if I left too big of a margin, because I don't want to get to the top and find out I don't have enough room to finish stitching it. But this is all I got done. All day. I guess that was Saturday. That was Friday that I did the other one. This is Saturday stitching. And I would do like 9 stitches and then a full X. 9 halves and then a full X. So I wouldn't mess up. And then I just stopped. So anyway, I think this is going to take me a lot of years. But I love the linen, and it was just like the perfect time. I should have saved this really for Map of Hawk Run Hollow because I really like that one too. But again, I didn't fill out my project card. These bags are nice because you can put your floss inside here. But I have so much fabric. I need to make project bags. It's a good way to get rid of some of my older fabric. So then Sunday, our table decided that we were going to do a stitch together. And Keepsakes had 2 different patterns. One was for this year and one was for last year. And so I had to get linen because I didn't have the linen that I wanted to start with. And then I bought the floss pack as well, and the pattern. And this is what I got done on Sunday. And we did a lot of visiting on Sunday with different people, and we had Pam and Steph come, and they put in some stitches. I had Neil come, he put in a stitch. We each put in a stitch of, like, each of us put in a stitch in each other's project, and you'll see the pattern when I show you my haul. And the plan is to have these finished for next year, and I bought this linen too, but next year, and then we'll put the last stitches in. We'll put each other's initials in next year, and then we'll do a table of finishes. We'll get to ring the bell, because if you have a finish, you get to ring the bell. So that's pretty cool. And then my WIP goes for July. The calls for July were number 6, which is Stitching Seasons, Autumn Stitching with the Housewives. So I've pulled that out, and I've been working on it for a couple of days. I don't have a before shot because the before shot that I have is an older one. and I had done some more stitching on it since then. I'm just gonna pull this out. I often, when I stitch with a small hoop, I stitch with it inverted, and that way there, if I want to pull my threads underneath, it's easier than fighting with the bulk of the hoop. But it came in this autumn bag. This was last year. This was the quarterly season stitching with the housewives from Fat Quarter Shop. And I probably shouldn't have got it because it isn't really my thing. But, oops, here's another flower. But that's where I am. Here's the pattern. So I've got a fair amount to go yet. I'd like to finish this house before I put it away. And that'll probably give me my 5 days. And then here's the floss for it. So, and this is all classic Colorworks. I also have winter, which I'll have to get doing. It's really cute, but there's so many other things I want to stitch. And that's the problem. There's always something else I want to stitch, and I'll never live long enough to stitch everything I want to stitch. And I have 2 boys, so I don't think they'll appreciate going through all my stuff when I pass away. What a thing to talk about, hey? And the other one is, see how well I've been doing my Whipco board? I have done every month so far. I fill them in dark green when I'm done. And if I do 5 days, I fill the 5 days in. I have yet to put a finish in. Well, I did have a finish on my basket of cherries, but I just put free to do whatever. And I didn't have 5 days or finish. So, but anyway, I've been keeping up good. I've got a blackout now, so that's $100 I have to put away for stitching. But I'm thinking I spent enough at Stitchcon that I probably, that would be my 100. But anyway, it is what it is. So this is the frog motto: "As ye sow, so shall ye reap," by Annie B's Folk Art. So I started this in my 12 starts for Stitchmas. What did I call that? I can't remember. So anyway, here's my, it's all DMC. This is before I made my own. Well, I made these, but this is before I had my barn on my floss drops. These were the floss drops I was using. But it was a pain to make them. It just took time, and I would rather be stitching. So here's what I have so far. This is on Atomic Ranch Tombstone 36 count. So in 1 day, that's what I got done in stitching 1 day at Christmas there. So 5 days, I'm hoping to make a dent in this. I don't think I'll get close to finishing it because I just don't get enough stitching time in, but I'll do what I can. So that's it for my Whipcos. Crochet. I didn't do any crocheting this month. My shoulder's been so sore, and my Afghan is getting to quite a size and the weight, so I just haven't done any. Hopefully in the next week or so I'll pick it up again and start doing some quilting. Well, before Stitchcon, the beginning of June, I was busy making project bags. I ended up making 21 in total, and I will show pictures at the end of the video of them because there's quite a few pictures, and I think it'll be best just to put them at the end. And then after Stitchcon, I had to tackle my scraps. I have a rule for myself. I have a little bowl that I got at Dollarama, and it's only like about that high, and when that bowl is filled with scraps, I'm supposed to deal with them and cut them into usable things and put them in my storage system. Well, I was busy. I made that big quilt for the pastor. I did a lot of project bags. I went to a few retreats. I had some sewing days with friends. I did a few Christmas quilts, and I didn't take care of them. So I had this mega pile of scraps. So it took me about a week, but I got them taken care of. And I used the Lori Holt method of cutting them into scraps, her sizes. And I usually I look at the piece of fabric and I see the biggest strip I can get out of it, if I can get a strip. If it's too small for a strip, I deal with it separately. So I cut the biggest, widest strip I can, because I can always cut that smaller but I can never cut something bigger, right? Once it's cut, it's cut. So this is what I cut. I've got pictures and I'm just going to show them up here. This is what I cut into 7-inch strips. That's all of them that I got out of there. Then this is what I cut into 5-inch strips. This is what I cut into 3.5-inch strips. 2.5-inch strips. 1.5-inch strips. And then if the scrap is too short for a strip, I cut them into 3.5-inch squares, 2.5-inch squares, and then 1.5-inch squares. So they're all put away. They're ready for one day when I want to do a scrap quilt. I can just pull them from my scraps and easily cut them down to the size I need. Much easier to store that way, and you're already halfway on the go to your new quilt. Okay, on to haul. This is gonna take a while. You may need to refill your refreshment. Make sure you're comfortable, because this is crazy. And they're not going to be like this, because I've decided I love going to retreats, and I'd rather put my money away to be at retreats than I would spending it. So these are my monthly clubs I get. In June, this was Teresa's Kogut's. This one I might do. It's not so Americana, and I would just put the year and then my initials there. Like, it's nothing against Americana. I'm Canadian. And you know what? We're not as patriotic as the Americans are. We just aren't. But this is really pretty. I really like this one. Then the June part for the hometown. I haven't started this, so I'm now 6 months behind. But I've been waiting. I ordered the called for linen, which is a fox and rabbit, and I've been waiting for it to come in. And it hasn't come in yet. So when it comes in, I'm going to be doing some major catch-up. This is July. This is tier 4. Isn't he cute? He is so cute. And then Naughty or Nice. This is for tier 2, 3, and 4. So if you're in tier 2, you get this. Only this one. But if you're in 3 or 4, if you're in 3, you get the one behind it as well. And if you're in tier 4, you get the other one as well. I hope that makes sense. Oh, this is really cute. Gathering Holly. So if you're in tier 3, you get this one and the other one that I just showed you. But if you're in tier 4, you get all 3. And then Liz Matthews, she's been putting out some really nice ones lately. And someone said to me, not to me, they said it in a video, that you don't have to do both. You could just do this, and that's a nice little piece. Or do this, and that's a nice piece. Or do them both. It's up to you. Then Lindy Stitches, her Endangered Species Club. This one I really like. This is the right whale. And I love that she gives information about them there as well. And then this one here was a freebie on her site. It came in an email. So this is for you, dear human. She's got such a sense of humor, doesn't she? Okay, so then I've got everything in a box below me, so it's gonna, I tried to make sure I had everything in order, but somehow I don't. What if that happened? Just give me a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. Well, I'm just going to pull the stuff up. Somehow my basket got messed up. I'm just going to pull this up and show you as I get it. I had it all listed nice and neat, but something happened in my basket. Oh, there it is. Okay. So maybe I can still do this. So from Fat Quarter Shop, I get the cottage country ornaments and the pastel collection, and this is the Snow Angel. One of these days I'm going to start on these too, and so I'll have them for my tree next year. So then I also get the quilt seeds for Mercantile from the Happy Little Stitch Shop. So this is this month's. I don't know how many more I have to go. I'll have to look and see. But I want to make these into a big quilt. Not a big quilt, but they'll all get together and be put into a quilt rather than wall hangings. I don't have a lot of wall space in my house. So they'll just go and be a nice little quilt to have upstairs here. Then I have the monthly Fat Quarter bundle from Happy Little Stitch Shop. And this is June's. July's isn't here yet. But I love getting these. It's really building up my stash of Lori Holt fabrics. And truthfully, I don't buy a lot of yellow, but I should because it's a good color, used in moderation. And I don't buy blue because I don't care for blue myself. I'm more the warm colors I like. But anyway, that's what we got this month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's pretty good. Then I got my Fat Quarter Shop one for April. They're a little bit behind. They've been having problems with supply. But I think they'll be caught up by the end of the month. Oh, my arm. Oh, I turned the wrong way. So we've got this one. I love the greens and the purples. I gotta get working on a quilt soon. I think maybe once my husband gets out in the field and starts baling, I think I'll have more free time and I should be able to do a bit more during the day. And there we go. So there's April, and May and June will be coming pretty soon. I think May got shipped the other day. Okay, and Cottage Garden samplings. I want to start working on these soon. They're too nice. I get the, this is from Happy Little Stitch Shop. This is a monthly thing, A Time for All Seasons, and I get the floss and the linen as well. Every 3 months you get new linen. And this is the Strawberry Harvest. I really want to do this. I just love this. And look at the floss. It's just beautiful. And oh, that's not the linen. This is the linen. No, it's not. I got 1 pack of linen, or maybe they're sending 1 pack. No, they're sending 1 pack this month. I didn't get any linen. And then this is the Fabulous Houses series, the tree house. Now I can't decide. I've got 3 things I might do with both of these. Do them each individually and frame them. Do 3 in a row and frame them. I don't think I want to do them all on one thing and frame them, but maybe I do. I don't know yet. That's what's kind of been holding me off on doing them. But here is the floss for that. Then my floss, well, let's do the linen since the linen was here. This is 2 months of Grace Notes fabrics. This is, oh, she always sends a cute little sticker with it too. This is Coconut Milk. It's a Fat Quarter 40 count. It's beautiful. It's a little bit greener than what it's showing on the screen. I love her linen. Let's see, sometimes if I do this, no, it's still not showing how green it really is. And then I've got 40 count gray stone. This will be a wonderful one too. So there we've got gray. That's pretty close to what it is. Really good. I love her modeling in it. It's really nice. Then I get from Traditional Stitches. This is 2 months of theirs as well. I get fat 8s of Picture This Plus, and I get fat quarters of Great Week's Dye Work. So I'm gonna do these. I like when she staples it to the fabric, because that's what I do when I'm done here. So this is 40 count Havisham from Picture This Plus, and this is a fat 8th. And it's quite yellow. It looks much nicer in real life than what it's showing on the screen. Much nicer. We've got Fawn. And a lot of people say it's hard to stitch on Picture This Plus because it shrinks so much and the fabric count gets to be quite tight. But I've been stitching on their 40 count and I don't mind it. This is actually more tan than what it's showing. Almost like paper bag color. Sometimes though, when it's my monitor that's showing the color wrong, it's not actually the camera. And then there's this one. This is Arctic. This is really pretty. I love it. It's kind of greenish hues in here. It's the blue, but it's got green in there. Let's try this trick. You can kind of see the green in here. Looks more yellow on the screen. And then we've got Legacy. This is a great way to see their colors, to know if I want to get a bigger piece of fabric. This is really nice. This is more, this one here is more pinkish. It's got more of a pinkish hue to it. You can see that. And this one here is more yellowish, yellowy green. Beautiful. It's a warmer tone. Okay, that's all I grabbed out of my thing. Give me a minute, guys. I'm not moving too quickly here. Okay. Oh, that hurts. Oh man, I can't believe I hurt so much. Okay. I guess I don't have both. Okay, so we'll show you the linen from Traditional Fabrics. Traditional Stitches, I should say. And I save these bags. I reuse all these bags. I don't store my linen in them. This is Aztec Red, and this is another 40 count, a week's dye work, and this is a fat quarter. And this is gorgeous. What a... It reminds me of something really old. Like, it looks quite vibrant on here, but it's not. It's... I don't know how to explain it. It almost, to me, it's like an 1800s color. Like it's just, I don't know how I can get it to show you what it really is, but it's not that vibrant. It's beautiful. It's perfect. And this is Confederation Gray, and I believe that's just simply called gray. Confederate Gray, not Confederation Gray. And this is again 40 count and fat quarter. And this is beautiful. This is one of my favorite colors. It's got a little bit of green to it. Whoa, I don't know how much longer I can do this. Okay, and then I get Floss Frenzy from the Fat Quarter Shop. And I get Floss Fix, and I don't know where my Floss Fix ended up. Do I have it in my notes? Nope, so I must not have it. So this is Maize. I guess I haven't got June's yet. So this is Galvanized, Garnet, love that color, This is Garrison Gray. It looks quite green. Glacial Melt, gorgeous. Gold, lots of variegation in these. And Goldenrod. So that's my week's dye works. Then I have, oh guys, I'm starting to get in pain here, and I so would like to finish this today. This is baked clay. This one comes from Happy Little Stitch Shop, and they're going through the alphabet. They just started it this year, and it's Gentle Art. This is Barn Gray. Banker's Gray. This is quite blue. Baby Spinach. I like that one. I've used it before. And Avocado. And I also get the Fat Quarter Bundle, the Moda Fat Quarter Bundle from the Fat Quarter Shop. And I know what I'm doing with this right away. They have a mystery quilt going on, a Christmas one, and I'm going to use this bundle in that. In that. And this is Once Upon a Christmas. I love that they show these, and this has got all, oh, am I doing it that way? All the SKU numbers, so that you, if you want to reorder, it's just type that number in and it'll go straight to that spot. But I'm anxious to start this. So we've got the doves, candy cane stripes, vintage Christmas ornaments, the trees on a pink background, the trees on a white background, the vintage ornaments. The previous one was on pink, now it's on white. Some holly, mistletoe holly, some poinsettias, little dots, and some snowflakes. Beautiful, very vintage looking, very nice. So I'll have to put that away. I like to take pictures of everything when I'm done, and then I need to put everything away. So it takes a while to get these videos up. So then, this is my Sew Sampler box. This is the May one. And I won't even be able to use the coupon on it because it's July already. So it's like torture not to dig into this. I've been debating whether I should just do a video of this box and opening, and maybe I should. And then just post that when it comes in, because then I can put the stuff away and use it. So this is a starch product, and it's actually made in Canada. I'm pretty sure it is. Made in Canada, yeah. It's a Canadian product made out of Mississauga, Ontario. So it's a starch project, starch. It's like Best Press. And then we got these pins. They're to help baste your quilt. I do most of my quilting on my long arm, but I'm sure some of my friends could use these. And who knows, I might find a use for them too. Maybe I'll want to do a quilt on my regular machine and not my long arm. We got the Olfa blade, the Endurance. It's supposed to be twice as long. It's supposed to be a pretty strong blade. So we got that. We got this, what is this called? Oh, this is a jelly roll. Clover and Dot, Windham Fabrics. And we've got a pattern. I would like to make all the quilts that come with these. You have to supply the background, the binding, and your backing. But I have lots of white fabric. And I don't know why I keep showing it over here. Nobody's over there. I keep showing everything over to the side. But anyway, you can use this jelly roll and make this quilt. You just have to supply the white background. So that's pretty cool. And then here's their basket block. I was going to do these, and I'm still debating if I will, and use Lori Holt fabric. But we'll see. I have so much that I'm working on that I don't know when I'm going to find the time to do everything. I almost wish for winter because I don't have to go outside in the winter. But then again, our summers are so short, you want to, and our talk about summers being short. We haven't even had summer yet. It's freezing outside. It's like 17 degrees. It should be in the 30s this time of year. Okay, Amazon. Amazon, Amazon, Amazon. So from Amazon, I ordered this I Love Flosstube notebook that I meant to take with me to Stitchalongs, but did I? No. So I'm going to start keeping track of people I like. I'm going to keep this by my bedside and with a pen, and because that's when I watch Flosstube, and hopefully I'll use it. I ordered magnet clips, 2.5 magnification. I think it was Christy on Floss, Bossin Cousins that recommended these, and you just snip them on your glasses and then you can lift them up when you don't need them for magnification, if you don't need the light to go with. So I thought they would be good when I want to stitch like in the car, because usually I take 14 count along with me in the car, Ada, because I can stitch that fairly easily in the car. But maybe I could try some of my other projects then. And then I picked up a Halo Go light to take to the retreat, so I would have something that I could travel with, because I plan on going to more retreats. And then these I picked up. These are for, and you've probably seen them. Oopsie, that one came off. These are 4 weeks dye work. And you put them on here, and you fold it over. No, you don't fold it over. I didn't put that on right. Anyway, and then you hang them from up here. You don't hang them from down here. So it gives you that extra hole. So I need to go through all my week's dye work and do that. This is well worth it, because it's so hard. I have them on floss rings, and it's so hard dealing with them the way they need to make a bigger card and put a second hole in it. Really. I don't know how much more that would cost for them to do that. Then I put an order in at the Fat Quarter Shop, as well as all my monthly things. And I got these itty bitties to put on your, when you're doing a quilt pattern, your pieces are often numbered or lettered that you cut, so you can put this on those pieces, and it's just an organization, just a way to organize. I probably should order a few sets of these, because I often have more than one project going at the same time. Then with my coupon, I got 20% off of Heather Briggs Patterns, My Soul Quilty Life, and I had watched a video that she had done, and she had shown quilts made with these, and truthfully, if I'd looked at this pattern, I probably never would have bought it. But when I saw the quilts made with it, oh my goodness, they were gorgeous. So I picked up the Prissy Patch, petal patches, and you don't have to use her fabric. You can use other fabric. Sunflower stand, daisy chain. This was gorgeous when she showed it. These pictures just don't do it justice. And then sweet spools. So those are on my radar that I want to do. Then I ordered some things from Owl Forest. I bought a few patterns from them. And I decided, I've heard really good reviews on their floss. So this is the pattern that I bought. It's Wondrous Garden Custodians. And this is their floss for it. Oh, I should have opened it before. But it's just gorgeous. They have DMC colors they recommend too, but look at the variegation on those. Isn't that pretty? I think this is, no, this isn't the one for that. I'm going to leave this closed because I'm not going to work on this for a while. This is the one for the Garden Custodians. And then, man, are these strong magnets. Oh. Okay. I ordered the needle minder to go with, and I'd already purchased the pattern, so that can go to the side. And then this one here, this is the floss for Star Dragon. I'm in love with this chart, and I ordered the needle minder for that as well. So then, oh, what else have I got here? Oh, it's off to the side here. I ordered this from Carolyn Manning just yesterday, actually. This is Susan, and this, I'll explain this a bit later in my video why I bought this and what it's for. So we'll just push this down here for now. Okay, so I think that's it for, oh, I have one more purchase. This, the Monster House, it's a Satsuma Street Mystery. It's starting July 12th, and I've signed up for it, and that's, well, you'll get the first week, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, sixth, and you know I'm not going to be able to keep up with this and keep up with my other stitching, because I don't stitch that much in a week. But I love Satsuma Street, and I'm just anxiously awaiting their colors because they do such a neat thing. So now, StitchCon purchases. Now, I knew, I'm just going to pick this basket up. See, this is the basket I used to put my purchases in until I do my video. So we'll do my linen first. I would never normally spend this kind of money, but I had been saving up and saving up for StitchCon, and I don't have any local needle workshops anywhere near me at all. So the chance of me going and seeing these things is really slim. So I don't say I went crazy, because I was really selective in what I bought, but I spent a lot of money, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I probably won't be spending money for a while, and I bought, you may wonder, why did you buy these wild colors of linen? And my reasoning was, you can always find good sampler linen online without really worrying about, you know, what the color is, because people use them and they recommend them all the time. But how do you purchase colored linen online? How do you know that that pink is going to be the pink you need, or that sherbet is going to be the sherbet you need, or the blue? So I thought, I'm buying it while I'm there and I can see it. So I picked up this. This is Great Snows Jane Bell, and this is a fat quarter, and it is 36 count. I couldn't find the 40 count the first day, so I did the 36, and it's showing up pretty close to what it is on my camera. Then I picked up Grace Notes Amanda 36 count, another fat quarter, and there that is. This is beautiful. I actually have an idea for this, and I don't think I'm going to keep it to the side, so I mention it later what I want to do, or I'll do it in my next video. Yeah, we won't do it now. This video is long enough. Grace Notes Talia 36 count fat quarter, gorgeous. And then I had to buy something that was normal, so I got Toasted Marshmallow by Grace Notes, and it's a 36 count. So then the next day I went in because someone told me where the 40 count was. Oh, she didn't mark this 40 count. I should mark it 40 count then. So this is a fat quarter of Atomic Ranch Clover. Love it. Love the green. Then I picked up a half yard. I'm pretty sure this is a half yard. I don't think I bought the full yard because it was like $150, and I thought that's a lot of money when I add the exchange to it. So this is Fiber on a Wing Affogato, and I've heard so many people talk about it. So I picked that up in a 40 count. Then I was going to do my stitch on this beautiful beige. It's a fat 1/8. It's a 32 count from Keepsakes. I should buy more of this because I think I would like stitching on 32 count, and a lot of Erin Elizabeth designs are on this kind of fabric. I was saying Erin Elizabeth uses a lot of this color for her patterns, so I'll probably use it for some of hers as well. That's really nice. Then I bought this, and I had the tag somewhere here, but I seem to have lost it. This is a 40 count, but I'm not sure what. Oh, look at, oh yeah, that's because Barb was going to use it and then she decided not to. I was thinking, look at that, but that I'll be able to take care of. That won't be a problem. But well, I shared this with Barb we cut it in half. I bought a fat quarter and then we cut it in half, and I was going to give her that one to stitch on, but she didn't like stitching on it, so we traded. She gave it back to me. And then this, Gail, Gail bought this. She bought a fat quarter, and I just loved it. I thought it was so pretty, and she was stitching on it, and I mentioned to her how much I loved it, and she cut it in half and gave me half. How nice, hey? That is so nice. Thank you so much, Gail. So now we'll go on to the patterns. Here's my bag, my faithful bag. Okay. Okay. So this was one of the patterns, the keepsake patterns. That's the keepsake house. I think this one was made a few years ago, and some of the girls started on this, but I decided to start on this one. This was the 2024 StitchCon. So that's what I was stitching on that blue linen before, and I got my S almost done and I ran out of floss. So I have a year to finish the rest of this. Then I bought Chubby Bird. I have loved this pattern forever and ever, by Jeanette Douglas. I bought Chubby Fox because I love foxes, and Chubby Bee because I love this pattern too. And these wouldn't take too terribly long to stitch up. I bought French Country Rooster by Judy Whitman, JBW Designs. I love chickens, I love roosters, and look inside there. She's got chickens and roosters in there. And then I bought Antique Rooster Sampler, again by Judy Whitman or JBW Designs. I bought this one, French Birds. It's beautiful. I don't know if I'll stitch the birds in pink. I think I might stitch them in blue. Oh, I got a mess beside me. And Lindy Stitches. I love Lindy Stitches, and I'm going to have to start ordering some of hers as downloads. I love this postage stamp series. So I got the February Rose-Breasted Cockatoo. Just love that. I bought Stitching Bird by Heart and Hand. I bought a lot of Heart and Hand, and Cecilia was there on the Saturday or the Friday, so she signed some of mine. I didn't ask her to sign them all because I bought too many. So I bought the Tiny Town Christmas, Honey of a Tiny Town, and Big Hearted Tiny Town. And I believe I have the Autumn Tiny Town. I bought Doodles Spring, Doodles Summer. Look at those chickens. Doodles Autumn, and Doodles Winter, simply because of the fox. Then I bought Doodles Thanksgiving and Doodles Christmas. Sweet Wings Studio. I love this. This is Spring Doxology, and it's Praise God from Whom All Blessings Flow. And my husband's family, whenever we'd get together for a big meal like at Christmas and that, we always would sing this before. It was our little prayer before we ate. So it means a lot to me, and I bet you it means a lot to Dave's cousin. So I may stitch this up to give to her. The Artsy Housewife, Byron Black. Oh, I could have bought all of hers, but you know, I got a lot of stuff here. Byron Blackbird and Abalonia's Apple Tree. And I never would have bought this looking at the pattern. Never would have bought it, but I saw it stitched and it was incredible. So it was either this or the bear. And you know I love foxes, so I chose the fox. But the bear was equally nice. Plum Street Samplers, Rest a While. Guess why I bought this one? Primrose Cottage, Stitch, Sip, Stitch, Repeat. Red, white, and blue quilt. I've seen this done in red and green, and it's gorgeous. Autumn Quaker and Winter Quaker. And Spring Quaker. JBW Designs, Judy Whitman, a collection of petite samplers. I'll never stitch all this in my lifetime. Cricklewood Crossing, Jennifer Armstrong, Love Grows. That is cool. Heart and Hand, Floral Etchings, the original one, and Floral Etchings number 2. 12 Monthly Minis by Primrose Cottage. Running with Needles and Scissors, Beloved. I love the birds. They were so beautiful stitched up. They had samples of almost everything stitched, and it sells the product. Rosewood Manor, A Postcard of Love. Autumn on the Farm, Primrose Cottage. Love this one, love the barn. Even though our barn's white, I'm hoping that we can in time tin it in red. And then JBW Bluebirds of Happiness. I've wanted this for a year, and now I have it. And this is another one that I've wanted for a long time. Anne Richardson, age 9 years. I just love the colors. It's incredible. And then she had these Chantel designs, Chantel 141, and I bought the pattern. It's Heart in Hand, I think it is. I get them mixed up all the time. Hands on Designs. No, it's Hands on Designs. They have those seasonal circles that go in here, and so I thought I should get these because I don't believe, well, when I last looked, Chantel didn't ship to Canada, so I got that. So I think that's it. I write everything down in my notes. Look at this. That's my fabric. That's my patterns. And now I'm on to my plans. So for plans, I'm doing really well keeping track on my Whipco board, and I'm enjoying it. I really, 5 days to put into a project is not hard. I want to keep working on my Whipco calls, and then I think I want to work on some previous stitches and try to get them finished, some that are almost finished. I'm still working towards my 60 finishes for my 60th year, although I've been terrible at posting on Instagram, and I don't even know the hashtag off my my brain right now. I try to stitch every day, but many days I only get about an hour of stitching time in. I have a Lori Holt planner this year, and I thought it was going to be just fabulous. It's in a binder and everything's together, and when I have doctor's appointments and I get the letter in the mail, I can just put holes in it, put it in the binder near the day that it is, and I thought it was a really good idea, but it's not working for me because it's always under stuff on my desk. So I think next year I will get the book of days and keep it where I'm stitching, and hopefully I'll keep up in that. I want to work on this pattern. Where did it go? I have so much mess here. Here it is. Bobbin Blooms. I've already started cutting it. This was in the Sew sampler box from Fat Quarter Shop a couple of months ago. So I've started cutting this, and I just need to cut the fabric for the leaves and the stem and the top and bottom of the spool, and then the backgrounds, and I can start stitching it. So that's my quilting plans. I'd like to keep up on these boxes and not let them pile up, because I don't need that. And then if I finish this top, I'll probably go on to the next one, or I might do some Lori Holt projects. I'm not sure. Stitchy Wendy on Instagram and on YouTube I didn't pull that pattern out. I forgot to. But she started a stitch along using the Prairie School pattern and patterns in the booklet Prairie Birds, which I bought last month, I believe. I have this booklet, and I'd like to stitch along with that. So the hashtag for this is, and I'll put this in my description below, because I'm not really good at putting words at the bottom. If I can, I will. If I struggle, I won't. It's hashtag TPS Prairie Birds SAL. And you should also watch her videos. She's an incredible stitcher. She's been stitching for a while, and she's got some wonderful projects. And also follow her on Instagram. She was one of the first people that started following me. So Yeah, and I also want to get a hold of Wendy because I'd also like to make her a project bag. I wanted to send her one when I was in the States, but I was just so overwhelmed with everything. I didn't. My plan was to contact her, get her address, ship it off, but it was just crazy. I think I have to just pay the shipping from Canada and send it. I'm starting that Satsuma Mystery, Halloween Mystery of the Month, and I'm also going to start a stitch along that Barb, who sat at my table, started in remembrance of those who survived cancer or those who have passed on due to cancer. It's this Carolyn Manning chart called Susan. Carolyn just released this chart. And I've already pulled together my floss. I have all but one, so I'm subbing this one there. But the hashtag is hashtag CM Rembrandt's Cell. And I will put that at the bottom as well. And she is at Stitch Brat on Instagram. I've mentioned that earlier. And she is Stitch Brat Stew on YouTube. And again, check her out because she's got incredible projects. I turned 60 at the end of the month. And I was debating for many days. I was going to give a few things that I could start and have viewers choose what I was going to start. But then I decided to stitch this Owl Forest dragon because, oh, I've lost some floss. Oh, I didn't realize these each have their own bobbin. I haven't pulled the linen yet, but that Confederate gray might look good on there too. But I've decided to do this from Owl Forest. I love it. And I was born in the year of the dragon, and this year is the year of dragon. So I just thought that's what I'm going to start for my birthday. So you're welcome to stitch along with me. I don't know, I think there is a dragon hashtag out there. I'll maybe find it, and that's where I'll post my progress on it. But it's just my 60th birthday. Start whatever you want. Start whatever you want. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching, and if you've made it to the end, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. And of course, please leave a comment. I looked at my stats yesterday, and 80% of my viewers are not subscribed. I would just ask you to do this, as it helps YouTube make my videos more available so more people can see it. Apparently liking and commenting also helps with their algorithms. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, and if you're not subscribed to anyone, all you need to do is set up a YouTube account, and you can actually make playlists then. Like if there's something you really like to watch, you can make a playlist, or you can like that video so you can go back and see it later. You can't do that unless you have a profile set up, and you can't subscribe until you do. So if you have any questions about that, just leave me a comment, and I'm sure I could walk you through how to do that. But it really helps. I'm just so impressed. I've had so many subscribers since StitchCon, and I thank every one of you. I'm not sure again when I'll post my next video. I need to get them closer together, but life just gets in the way. So make sure when you subscribe that you ring the bell so you get a notification when I post another video. And I think that's it, everyone. I wish you lots of love and happiness until we meet again. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye. Bye.